Hi, this is Billie Beene here with another segment of Truth by Billie Beene. Today's date, 9/25/2022. New. This is a new YouTube channel for me. I have a subscribe button in the lower right corner of my screen. Thanks for like, subscribe, and share. Episode 412. Chairman Z. House arrest? The PLA. A coup inside China? Is it a white hat sting? And what about Walmart and all these economic things that are happening? And Israel, a two-state solution? Are these items connected? Some of my sources are God in the Bible Patriot subscribers, Zero Hedge, Bloomberg, Mary Greeley, Judy Bankton, Mike from around the world, Hal Turner, Israeli News Live, Steve Quayle's site, and some other things that are going on. So, Newsweek and a new Tech ARP. That's an independent Chinese newspaper. So, let's get started. Okay. We've been hearing these rumors, and I put out a recent video about a possible coup taking place inside China on 9/24. And so far, we don't really have any definitive statements coming out from any areas to say, no, this is not happening, or yes, it did happen. Now, I have a Patriot subscriber who personally knows a reporter inside China. And the reporter thinks that it's a rumor about the coup. But the reporter also states something is very, very wrong inside China. And this came out today's the 9th on 9/24. Okay. So I have another Patriot subscriber. This President Chairman Z is part of the White House, President Putin and President Trump. So and Prime Minister Modi, what's up? Yeah, that's what we're all saying. So, here's some information from Newsweek. And what they're putting out on 9/25 is, Chairman Z had been with President Putin, Prime Minister Modi, I believe, and a Subramanian Swarni from India. And they had just been at a SCO meeting in Uzbekistan. That was on 9/24, 9/23. And the individual who attended the meeting from India, Swarni, put out on his Twitter for his 4 million followers on 9/25 a new rumor. Chairman Z under house arrest. So goes the rumor. But he doesn't come out and say, no, it isn't true, or whatever. So now I have another source. This is an independent news, Tech ARP. And I noticed that the sponsors of ARP are WWIII, that's the Chinese, the electric power grid, and another Chinese company, Acer. Okay, they're the sponsors for this independent voice, who is talking about Chairman Z under house arrest and giving this additional information. That, and I'll draw you a map. So we have Hong Kong, somewhere in this area, Beijing. So this is China. And right about here, we would have this military base. That is a military airport where TechArp is reporting that it's the People's Liberation Army, called the PLA. So, I mean, typically in the West, we use the pseudonym CCP, but PLA, People's Liberation Army, under the direction of General Ming, has consolidated all of the Chinese special forces at this airport located here. So that's going on, and this independent Chinese news agency is bringing this out, but they're not saying that the rumors of a house arrest or a coup are not accurate. Okay, now we'll move on to Walmart, Amazon, Plus, because I think these are all related. Now, we know that Walmart and Amazon were really CIA operations. I was shown when I was young and working and going to college about the underground tunnels underneath all of the Walmarts, supposedly in place for, in the event that martial law had to be put in place in the United States. But now we know about trafficking, and the family that built the Walmart also built the Chinese internment camps of World War II, and then were commissioned by the CIA to come out and put these Walmarts all over the United States. Same thing with Amazon, and same thing with other big chains. So now Walmart, according to Judy Byington, in August, they canceled billions of dollars of orders just before the holiday season, which is typically for retail stores when they make the most money and it carries them for the rest of the year. Target also canceled $1.5 billion just now. Amazon is to lay off 100,000 and close locations, as Mike from around the world is regularly on Pastor Paul Begley's Thursday night program. Mike, we believe, works for the NSA and knows stuff. Said that Walmart was to close 40% of all of its locations within the next 6 months. I had a Patriot subscriber who just this week said they've already closed 60 locations. So now these Amazon, Walmart, and the other large businesses in the United States that have to do with retail and shipping are all drawing back and shutting down, and they're all operated by the shadow government and military. So what do they know? Okay, because they started this in August. Okay, shutting down. Implying that, and we had some sources last year, didn't we, say this is going to be our last Christmas. So, yeah, that's going on. Okay, now, and we have Amazon. This is Zero Hedge, Bloomberg. Shipments are shutting down for Amazon and their Air Prime, and for other shipping companies. That's a slowdown just before the busiest, typically the busiest time for shipping. Amazon just shed, according to Zero Hedge and Bloomberg, millions of square feet of warehouse. They shut it down. Warehouses across the U.S. All right. Now we have this, Israel. We have Israeli News Live, Stephen Ben-Nun, formerly with the CIA, now as a ministry, but regularly gets updates from the Pentagon. Israel. And we have the Israel now in their government. They have two leaders, and one serves for a while, and then the second one. So the second one, Lapid, is coming out and talking about Israel with a two-state solution with Palestine. So I don't think I think the timing is tied into this Russia-Ukraine nuke situation, and this we don't know exactly what's going on in China, if there's a coup or not. Now, Steve Quayle's site, he had one of his intel sources said Chairman Z was removed. He has no nuke control. He has no military control. He has no government control. He's under house arrest, and power was taken from him while he was at the SCO meeting. And China is in massive turmoil, and they have major shortages in food and water. And China is angry with Europe and has sent troops to Ukraine. And I put out, Chinese troops. I put out a previous video regarding this, that China had sent to Ukraine to fight with Russia, 200,000 troops, and that North Korea has sent 100,000. So far, that hasn't been taken up either. But this source for Steve Quayle says, yeah, China's angry with Europe and has sent troops to Ukraine to fight with Russia. Now we know, and Russia is saying that they are actually fighting NATO and the U.S. inside Ukraine, that it's been a proxy war, and I've put forth material on that. Now, this source for Steve Quayle says in Beijing they have martial law, and that soon martial law will be put in place in Hong Kong. And it is the plan of the CCP or the PLA to attack the USA before Taiwan. So that's Steve Quayle's source. And now we have this. I just, and I give the credit to God. I had to, my son and his wife were attending a wedding of a close friend of theirs, one of their sons and daughters, and so I went over to their house last night to babysit with their dogs, and I went through my son's DVDs and came across one, and I give the credit to God. I knew I was supposed to watch that. As soon as I came home this morning, I put it on, and yep, brought it all back. Some of All Fears. This was written by Tom Clancy, and we know that Tom was one of the individuals taken out by O. That had to do with the where was he born information coming forward, and yeah. So he passed, and but Some of All Fears. It was a movie that came out in 2002. And it was, the storyline is, in 1978, Israel lost a nuke. And it went somewhere in the Middle East. Then it was picked up and it was put together in Ukraine to become a dirty nuke. And then it was shipped to the U.S. That was to a football stadium in Baltimore. So now we're hearing all this information from, I know, Alex Collier and Dr. William Mount. And we had that information recently from Israeli News Live that from Stephen Ben-Nun that a dirty nuke had been found in New York City. So Alex had information like 200 nukes were loose in the world by the deep state. And Dr. William Mount had that information I put out recently that 12 were in major cities. Now this information here, this is talking about a nuke being at a football stadium where the president goes to see a game located in Baltimore. And in the movie, I believe this is Predictive programming. In the movie, it was the nuclear war that was put forth by the deep state, headed up by a neo individual, the philosophy practiced in Germany in World War II, located in Austria. So yeah, it might be good to watch that movie again, because for me, the pieces just came together. So we need to be in prayer for, all these dirty nukes being located. I believe there are some loose. And for Russia and Ukraine and China and the United States and Austria and for all nations all over the world. We want peace for all people. We want prosperity. We want love to flow from all individuals. And we're looking forward to that. Nasera, Jasera, prosperity and peace for all. The med beds. Yes, it's good. So let's be in prayer. Okay, this ends my update. I love you, and I'll see you soon.